Hello, welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. This is my review of Truth Seekers, an Amazon Prime original, or just, I guess, Amazon original. Not quite sure how they categorize it. Now, this is directed by Jim Field-Smith, and the creators are, of course, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. Now, I'll kind of discuss non-spoilers, then get into spoilers, but there's not much really in the way of spoilers. But I will give you some warning, and we will touch on it a little bit. Overall, is this worthwhile? Yeah, but is it on par with Nick Frost and Simon Pegg's other work? No. So it's a bit of an unusual review, this one, because I actually really enjoyed it, but I couldn't help but think to myself that there was a better show in there. Absolutely, 100%, there's a better show in there somewhere. They just weren't on top form. And because of that, because they've done such better things in the past, and because this was so clearly almost there, it's a shame. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to knock it down, because I actually enjoyed it, and I can recommend it, but I think you'll have exactly the same feeling I did. That undoubtedly there is a better film in there, well, a better series, sorry, it's not a film, is it? There's a better series in there somewhere. And I always think as well, you know, is this in part because they don't have their third collaborator? Because the Cornetto trilogy was, you know, Nick Frost, Simon Pegg, and then, you know, we would have the director on board as well, which the name completely escapes me now, which is awful. But I don't know whether it's because they don't have their third collaborator or not. It's a bit of a weird one. But anyway, I really enjoyed it. So what is it? Well, you got Nick Frost's character works for Simon Pegg's character at a broadband company, right? Like an internet company. And he's also a part-time paranormal investigator for a YouTube channel, Truth Seekers. He gets partnered up with, the actor's name is Samson Kayo, who, his character name is Elton John. Obviously, it's intentional, ha ha ha. And some of the jokes land, some of them really don't. That joke in and unto itself was alright. And then there's a joke further down the line, which is alright again. And I don't know whether, obviously I've got a large American audience. Correct me if you guys found this to be funnier, you know, whether that was hilarious for you or not. Because I don't know whether they catered some of the jokes to the American audience rather than the British one. Because it's made, you know, it's Amazon Prime, isn't it? So they might be doing that. And then you've got Emma Darcy, who plays Astrid. You've got Malcolm McDowell, who was actually really, really good. You've got Susan Wokoma, who is right at the back there. She plays Elton John's sister. Quite good, actually. Not bad. You've got Julian Barrett and Rosalie Craig. That's kind of top billing. I'm looking at the cast now. That's the top billing. And yeah, it was all right. Not scary. Not scary. But I don't think anyone would have watched this, thinking it was going to be scary. And if you did, I don't know. What's wrong with you? It's kind of like a more mature version of Doctor Who. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. It's a mature version of Doctor Who. It's Doctor Who, but a little bit more R-rated. You know, there's blood and there's some gore. Not a lot, though, because it's all comedic. The jokes are more catered to an adult audience. The effects are better than Doctor Who, but they're still in that vein. Yeah, there you go. I'm happy with that description. It's like an R-rated Doctor Who, but not. So basically, paranormal activity happens, and then there's an overarching narrative. It's not episode by episode. Each episode continues the story. And it is threaded together quite nicely, actually. I think the story goes really, really quite well. I think they clearly thought about it. But again, I don't know whether it's because it was directed by Jim Field-Smith or not. And having a look at previous work by Jim Field-Smith, he's not done an awful lot of stuff. He's done a lot of TV shows, stuff in Germany, stuff in the UK. Some vague little movie here and there. He's not done a lot. He's not done a lot, but I think this will raise his profile substantially more. I really enjoyed it. I believe it was 8 to 10 episodes, if I remember rightly. It was 8 episodes long, and it was worthwhile. Not worthwhile getting Amazon for, but definitely good to see that Amazon are upping their game. So there you go, there's non-spoilers. Sound design was good. Like, everything on a technical level was fine. Like I say, a good comparison. Doctor Who, but a little bit more mature. Doctor Who for a more mature audience. Now, let's get into spoilers and talk about some twists and turns that take place. Shall we, ladies and gents? Spoiler warning, leave if you don't want spoilers, but hit subscribe on your way out, all that crap. So Elton John not being Elton John, that actually not being his name, and him being, you know, a little boy, Britain's most haunted, was not a massive twist, not a huge revelation. Like, I didn't look at that and go, oh yes, epic. It was fine. It started to make sense as to why his sister was agoraphobic to a certain degree, and made me sort of sympathise with that character a little bit more, because before then she was a bit annoying, and she's written that way. She's supposed to be annoying, and I think you are, at that moment, you are supposed to sympathise with her a little bit more. Astrid being a ghost, didn't make any sense to me at all. Didn't make any sense at all. And it didn't make any sense anyway, I think, even to the writers, because the writers were like, oh, they even wrote into the fact that they didn't understand. Like, they were like, I don't know. Since when's she been a ghost? I don't know. Like, how does it work? I don't know. Like, you see what I mean? Like, I think they wanted to include it, but they couldn't write it around a mechanic to make it make sense. So, super dumb. That weird monster thing, the almost like Plague Doctor, but not, made out of like videotapes. That'll be interesting to see how that, you know, how that progresses and how that moves forward. I think, because obviously they're making a season 2, supposedly. I think that will play into that a lot, inevitably so. And I liked the fact that it was all interconnected. I liked that. The actress who played Nick Frost's wife was good. I think her name was Emily, the character. That was good, but I didn't like the fact she worked for the cult leader, because she's made out to be really sympathetic, and, you know, she's disappeared and all this kind of stuff. To have her work for the cult leader, I thought was a little bit, yeah, I don't know. It brings her down a level. It makes her a bit more dumb, because she's supposed to be really intelligent, a paranormal activity investigator, but she didn't know what the professor was up to, if that makes any sense. It just seemed a bit dumb. A little bit of the loose ends. The father at the start, who basically taught the professor everything, I think that's going to come back into it. Maybe he is that ghostly dude, who knows, because he's got videotapes hanging off his arms and stuff like that, so maybe that's interconnected in some way, shape or form. But yeah, on a whole, like, I did enjoy it. I can recommend it. It's a good way to kill some time. You know, we're in lockdown now in the UK and probably parts of the world as well. So yeah, check it out. If you've got Amazon Prime, it's worth a punt anyway. So guys, let me know your thoughts on this down below in the comment section. If you're new here, please do hit subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. Give this video a like and a share. Take care.